This is what the Olympic gold medalist Carl Hester has to say on Team NAF.
My job in all of this, of course, is to be able to say to the experts, you know, this is what I feel the horse is doing, this is what I would like it to look like, what do you suggest? And I'm lucky to be able to have somebody that I can ask those questions to, because of course they are the experts, they're the people that I have to put my trust in, and the horses. You know, we want to ride on teams, we have to think of safe sport, we know that NAF leads the way in that. I have this really wonderful relationship that I feel is trustworthy, I can ask what I like, and at the end of the day it's how our horses look. And I mean, I think we could safely say that, you know, when you look at the type of horses we have and the covering of muscle and condition that they're in, that things are really working well for us.
Oh God, it's so exciting. Happy Hail Bob Day.
It is a happy Hail Bob Day.
Hello, the curse of Durham.
It's the best finishing score we've seen at 5-star level.
That was our elo coming into the competition.
How much he talks about an FOD and how much it means.
Best show that we have, Alphabetti Spaghetti.
Eventing manager is back. Let's restore order.
Looking forward to seeing quality horses.
Still a great day for Ireland.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
I mean, you're a bit of an eventing geek just like us.
The Equa Ratings Eventing Podcast. Welcome to the Equa Ratings Eventing Podcast and a cup of tea show, very kindly supported by NAF. Now, listeners, I'm delighted to say that the guest on today's show comes fresh from an incredible podium finish in the 8 and 9-year-old class at Blenheim. Welcome, Caroline Harris.
Hi, Nicole. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is our absolute pleasure. We cannot wait to talk to you. First of all, the big question, what are you drinking?
I am on a glass of white wine at the minute.
Oh, I have to admit, I think I have drink envy. I have a very disappointing apple and blackcurrant squash now.
Oh yeah, that's not good enough.
No. It's a Thursday evening. I definitely needed something stronger, but never mind. I will power through. It's all good. Okie dokie. Well, first of all, congratulations on a brilliant Blenheim, because Miss Pepperpot was an absolute little superstar and finished third in the 8 and 9-year-old class, which is always such a hugely competitive class. First of all, tell us a little bit about her, because she looks like the best kind of feisty little pocket rocket of a mare.
Yes, so she is. She was originally a show jumper, actually. So Becky Stones, who bred her at Ridgeway Farm, she bred her by her stallion Peppermill. So she was meant to be a show jumper. And then as a 6-year-old, Tom Whisker, who rode for her at the time, said she might be better suited eventing. And so she sent her to me. And so she's only been eventing since she was 7. So she's done very, very little and flown up the levels. But I mean, I think she already thinks she's won badminton in her head. She thinks she's pretty amazing.
That's the best kind, though, the belief. And how was Blenheim for you? Because it hadn't been the ideal preparation, had it?
No. So I was umming and ahhing as to whether I should really go. We had a bit of a nasty fall in the water at Wellington, which was not really anyone's fault. It was just one of those things that happened. But obviously worried that she was going to be a little put off. So I went for a cross-country lesson with Chris Burton on the Monday of Blenheim. And he was like, you need to forget it happened. She's amazing. She definitely isn't put off at all. So just go there and put it out of your mind. So I did my best at trying to do that.
It absolutely worked. I mean, she was brilliant in all 3 phases. She was very, very solid. 30.4 in the dressage. And I mean, she at Bicton earlier on this year as well was sub 26 in that phase. Brilliant clear out in the show jumping. And the show jumping was a tough enough track, wasn't it? And the fog was down and it certainly caused its fair share of problems.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was, I walked her with Ros, who trains me, Ros Morgan, and she was just like, it's a real jumping track. It will really suit your mare. And a lot of the lines, especially there was one last line where he rode from a vertical and it was curving 7 or 8 through a double. She was like, just use your eye, trust your eye down there. Don't think it has to be one or the other. Just ride the turn. correctly and see what you get. And she jumped phenomenal. She is a super jumper, but I think the big sort of stay away shows really suit her. She can settle in, and she just relaxes and loves the occasion, basically.
A little superstar. And actually, the cross country was a tough enough track for an 8 and 9-year-old. I mean, it was a proper 8 and 9-year-old championship as well. And there were a lot of crowds. Did she take in the atmosphere and enjoy that just as much?
Oh, God, she loves it. The more people that are there to watch her, the better. I mean, I do joke, but she genuinely does stand there and think, she knows she's better than everyone else. That's what she thinks in her little head. So nothing really phases her at all. She's a performer, and she loves to be at the big ones.
That is what you want in a future star. So what will be the plan with her now? She's been third at Blenheim in the 8 and 9-year-old class. Where will she go next?
So we sort of had that as because she's done very little eventing. So she did her first year as a 7-year-old, and then last year was obviously very much a half season. So I decided that actually to stick her at short format this year and not push her to do a long, just to really sort of establish her. So Blenheim's been our main goal this year. So she's now going to have a well-earned holiday, and then the aim will be for spring 4 long, maybe Bramham in the spring with her.
Okay, exciting. She certainly looks like she has all of the ingredients to be a top class horse. I was commentating and on the cross country with Janelle Price at the time, and you could tell she appreciated that she was a feisty mare coming down to the first lake crossing, because there were a few 8 and 9-year-old horses that sort of came over the brow of that hill and were like, whoa, what the hell is going on? And she was just like, nope, I've got this, let me out.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of say on what I was doing down the hill. She'd be a horse that would be right up Chanel Street. She loves the sassy mare, so I would definitely say Pot is one of those. She took off with me down that hill and said she knew exactly where she was going, and she was not going to back off a bit.
And she was quite happy. What was she called in the stable? Pot?
She's just called Pot, yeah.
Pot. Okay, brilliant. You did save me from myself a few weeks ago when I had finally put together the Pepper connection between a few of your horses, and I was going, Pepper, there must be a connection here. Anyway, it is the Pepper Mill sire from the Ridgeway Farmstead, the horses that were bred to be show jumpers, and you've got a few of them that look very, very smart that are making their names in eventing as well. I think there was Pepper Poldark, wasn't it, that was second at Cornbury?
He's beautiful. He's just been selected to go to Lyon, so it's very exciting.
Oh, cool. Have you been to Lyon before?
I went years ago with a lovely little mare called Billy Bumble, who actually finished in the top 10 when I went there. So I'm really looking forward to going back. I
remember Billy Bumble from Hartbury.
When she won Hartbury,
Yeah, she won. Was it the 1 star as it was at the time?
Yeah. So that was the year she went to Lyon. And that mare, I owe everything to her. She was about 15-2. And she jumped me around. I mean, she fit her career. Sadly, finished at Tats around the 4 long, but I mean, she jumped around to finish eighth, I think there. But yeah, I mean, I think she finished in the top 10 in nearly every international she did. She was amazing.
And she was top 10 at Blenheim in the 8 and 9-year-old class as well.
Yeah, so that was my first time there. She came 7th there, I think.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I got sidetracked then for a second. What I was going to say is, so you are currently based for at least the very foreseeable future. We'll talk about what might be next in store in a moment. But at the moment with Sam Griffiths, the Australian Olympic rider who was part of the team that got team bronze in Rio, a badminton winner. So tell me about how you came to be set up at his yard, because you've been there a little while now, haven't you?
Yeah, so I think I've been there 10 years now, so a long time. I had training from him before I moved there, and I was just very keen to put myself in a eventing yard environment so I could learn from the pros. Basically, I come from a very non-horsey family, so I've kind of sort of made it all up a bit as I went along. So yeah, to just put myself in that environment so you could actually learn everything from the best was like management, fitness, everything. So yeah, and then Sam agreed to have me base at his. So that was brilliant.
So how many horses have you had based with him for the last few years?
So I went there with 4, and I've gone up to about 15, 16, 17, around that sort of number. So yeah, it's grown massively since I've been there, and honestly, it's all thanks to him. I owe him a hell of a lot.
When you were just saying 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, then there was another one that appeared. It takes a huge amount of hard work to build a string of horses and to set up a career in the sport. How did you even get into it? If your parents weren't horsey and you didn't sort of come from a particularly horsey background, where did the love come from?
So I don't really know. So when we were kids, I think I grew up in London, and my dad, I think he sent my sister off for riding lessons. And I'm quite a competitive person, so I think because she went, I wanted to go. I'm not sure I hugely enjoyed it really until we moved down to Somerset when I was 10. And I ended up going to a school where ponies were everything, and I got really into it there. And I was very lucky that we bought a 14-2 for next to nothing as a 4-year-old, and he turned out to be one of the best FEI event ponies in the country at one point. So it also probably came from my little 14-2 pony.
And the rest, as they say, is history. So what about what's next? What next? Because there is a big change. I feel like you're flying the nest. I mean, a big change from having been at Sam's for 10 years.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be a massive change. So I'm actually moving to base myself at Aston Farm, which is Mark Phillips's yard. So this opportunity sort of came up recently, and I couldn't really turn it down. It gave me the opportunity to sort of expand and grow a little bit more, I guess, and have a few more extra facilities on site. And it's just time to go and learn some more things off other people, I guess.
So when do you move? What's the plan?
So the plan, I'm going to finish the season where I am because I don't want to move the horses whilst we're going. So the plan is to get all the horses in there for December 1st. So yeah, we'll start the new season at the new yard, which will be amazing.
It's exciting, a big change, but exciting, and a kind of a new chapter, I guess, as to what is coming next. What can I ask? What is coming next? Obviously, the hope with Miss Pepperpot is a 4-star long, possibly Brahman next year. But what is very much on your list of career sort of goals?
I mean, I always want to produce my horses to just be the best they can be, but obviously, for my own personal goals, teams are always in the back of my mind, and I just always want to prove myself that I can, just keep pushing myself to try and be better and produce the horses better, so we actually get the results that maybe get recognised in the future. But yeah, badminton as well would be a massive dream of mine.
Is 5-star, because you, am I right in saying, haven't done a 5-star just yet? Is that something that's very much, you're kind of thinking, okay, it's time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been working towards it for years, and it's my complete dream to get there, and not just get there, but actually go and do well. My top horse is actually qualified, but he sadly picked up an injury this year. So hopefully he'll be back next year, and we can aim at something with him. Or maybe later in the year we could aim at a Poe with one or the other two.
Okay, exciting. Okay, some quick fire questions. So I will finish off a cup of tea show with, and I feel like I'm going to put you on the spot for just a second. So one horse in your yard to watch. We love finding a dark horse that people haven't quite heard of, that we can all follow along and watch their progress.
Oh God, I have so many that are lovely. I mean, Falco TH definitely needs a mention, but he is actually already a 4-star. I have a gorgeous little 7-year-old who I absolutely adore called D-Day. He is an out-and-out jumping machine. He's only little. He doesn't look particularly flashy or smart, but my God, he gallops and jumps, and he's won 2 intermediates already at 7. So yeah, he's like my little pet, really. I absolutely adore him.
Okay, I'd take that. I mean, I'm not really strict, if I'm honest, Caroline. People can kind of mention as many as they like, but I would. I was thinking about it at Blenheim, and actually, when Piggy March was on the show, and I put the same question to her: "Who is your one to watch?" Bearing in mind this was probably 18 months ago. Cooley Lancer would have been hers. And Roz's pick was Isolot DHI, who obviously led the first 2 phases. So there we go, D-Day. We'll pass the baton on by Billy Mexico, isn't he? So he must be a really cool little jumper.
Yeah, he's by Billy Mexico, and the lady Fiona who bred him, he's just out of her son's little pony club mare, and she can't believe that he's actually turned up to do anything. So, but yeah, he's a really wicked little horse. As I say, he's not the flashiest on the flat, but I think he'll get bigger and stronger in that part. But jumping, he's an absolute little demon.
That's what you want. Okay, a couple of other quick questions. Eventing idol. I mean, just if he's listening, Sam Griffiths might be going nudge, nudge, wink, wink right now.
Well, obviously Sam. I mean, I can't not say Sam. But I have to say, being at Blenheim on the podium with Piggy and Nicola was quite inspiring. They are 2 very big idols of mine. So I'll have to say those 2.
Okay, fair enough. Horse you would most like to steal?
Oh my God, Toledo. I absolutely love the look of that horse. He's just phenomenal, isn't he?
He is a bit incredible. Yeah, he really is. He's a popular choice for that question, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody is just like, Toledo de Cursa, please. Event you would most like to win?
Oh, it'd have to be badminton, I think. Yeah,
okay.
I think badminton.
And what is your secret weapon?
Just keep working very, very hard. And if you're having a down day, just you've got to keep working harder. Yeah, it would be that.
That's very good advice. Okay, brilliant. Caroline, thank you so much for coming on the show. And thank you very, very much for humouring my Pepper, good old
You got there in the end.
I did get there in the end. I mean, if I had been a little bit quicker, my brain would have probably picked up the connection sooner. But I think it was probably because I wasn't talking about them all on one day. It was sort of a spread over, I think, Hartbury and then Cornbury. And I was like,
there's a lot of them. Yeah.
There's a recurring theme. How many Pepper horses have you got?
So I've got 4. So I've got the lovely Pot, Poldark, who's a 6-year-old going to Leon, and then Pot's full sister Dreams qualified for the 5-year-old champs, and then another one called Jack, who was a jumper, and he's 9, so he was a jumper till this year, and he's just started eventing.
Okay, cool. There you go, listeners. Yeah. I took one for the team there and made myself a little bit daft, but it's fine. Look, thank you so much. Good luck with the big move, and we will be wishing you all the very, very best and look forward to following your progress going into 2022.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Our absolute pleasure. Listeners, I hope you've enjoyed a little cup of tea with Caroline Harris. We will be back soon with more. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the Echo Ratings Eventing podcast.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. And I look forward to having you back with us soon.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more.
Listeners, we'll speak to you again soon.